Chapter 7, Expressions. Arrivinet Alsatia, mleci was sitting in front of our fire, before Vani in Yekevu could catch his breed, mleci said, for the next 3 days, we will perform the holy joine. Mleci ten quickly disappeared. Vani in Yekevu had seen so much and heard so much that his mind was racing. He took out his notepad and pen and wrote about all the ideas he had. Talking to the trees and animals, the amazing skycraft, and even Canuiside who was so profound, he had to write a meeting to remember what had happened to him. He said aloud, God. People. Who's gonna rescue you from the powers to come? When you we been deceived by the traditions of man. Fight to you is self-confidence, not belief in the Almighty. Caught up in a whirlwind of leaves, as your beliefs come and goes, in and out, up and down, like wings of a butterfly. Draining the energy of others, whether tere right or wrong, cause you don't have any strength of your own. People. VHY is it when you go to worship, you believe in whoever is up front? Never educate yourself. No fight, no strength, no knowledge, no understanding of God. So, you create your own. Man. Life to you has to be hard. Let me tell you the meeting to ease your pain. To you, from me, Therese a Trinity. That you might not know of. That you need to see. God's order of divinity. Spellet God. Ten he wrote, inside of me. Inside of me, there yearns a spirit of righteousness. True enough, I will eat, cheated, and stolen, but never killed. But in my heart, there is compassion to do all that is right. I want to do evil, yes. I want to sin. However, my heart seeks to do otherwise. What is the answer to such a problem? Wen will I ever solve them? Stop. Just stop, I sei too myself. Slow down before I'm lowered to the ground. Search my heart. Reach deep inside this corrupt mindestens. Hopefully, a solution I'll find. Listen to the words I say. Look at the things I Donnerstag. Touch that innermost man, and he'll give me the plan. Deeper and deeper, I went. Realizing that every man is not heaven sent. Realizing that there is a difference. Love, not lust. Infinite, not finite. About eternity, not time. Yes, the spirit and not the flesh. At first, I took it would be hard. You see, 10 years away it was no more I. But the Christ that lives inside of me. Vani in Yekevu slowly closed his notebook with tears in his eyes and looked to heaven, Sabaoth, whatever you have for me and my people, I'm willing and able. Vani in Yekevu took out the scroll given to him by mleci and started studying his ancestral tree. His eyes became heavy, and he placed all his things in his backpack and drifted off to sleep. Vani in Yekevu found himself in a thick wooden forest and as the animals playing around him. As the squirrels chased each other, he turned to see them run up a tree. Suddenly, he turned and as that he was amid the desert and as a rattlesnake lizard right by him. He paused and said to himself, what is this? A sweet smell in the air awoke him. Vani in Yekevu opened his eyes to see mleci standing in front of a clay structure that looked like some kind of igloo. Mleci stood before it and pointed to the entrance, it is time. Mleci said. Vani in Yekevu approached the structure and entered. Sitting with his legs crossed, Vani in Yekevu and mleci prayed for an hour afterward. Vani in Yekevu spoke that unknown language for a while, and mleci said to him, time has come for you to feel joy and peace, but afterward fear and pain, but know all you need to make it through this is your fight in Sabaoth. Vani in Yekevu started to speak but was interrupted by mleci. These 3 days, you will fast, and the joy of the Lord shall fill your body with a joy you have never experienced before. But know this, after some rest, be prepared to feel fear and pain. 10. You shall go to Talula, and for 90 days, you will experience much fear and pain. Theses ridis shall prepare you for that time. Vani enyekevu sa'id with confidence. It is so. After an hour, Vani enyekevu got lightheaded and took his away things as the sweat dripped down his face into his eyes. Closing his eyes, he sang songs that his grandmother sang to him when he performed joine. He felt a blowing in his face as the heat from the room dissipated. Knowing he were enclosed in the structure, he quickly opened his eyes. He was in the sheets looking down, seeing the beauty of the trees, rivers, and roadways for miles. Fear covered him, for he had never been this high before, and he was floating. He heard the voice of Mlezi, fear not. He stood there for a while before he tried to move forward. He moved slowly. At first until he realized he could go faster. He flew for miles and as away nothing but the land's beauty, there were no structures, just nature. For hours he flew, after building up his confidence, he started turning flips and performing different acrobatics. Hours on and until he came across a deep and wide hole in the middle of a pasture. He flew past it, saying, "Ain't no way, I'm going down there," and bolted for some time until he said to himself, "About showed that for a reason." He flew back. When he got to the entrance, he looked down as it continuously alternated from black to red. He flew downward for a long time and stopped on a section filled with lava and fire, so he landed on the edge. It was hot, and the heat was overbearing, but that didn't faze him. He is a lava everywhere, but it didn't consume him, so he started walking. He heard an oase. Fearlessly, he said, "Who is there?" Rising out of the lava was a creature with the head of a hyena, the body of a snake, and talons of a hawk. The beast stood up. "What in the hell are you doing here?" Vani enyekevu, afraid, said, "I don't know, but I'm getting the hell out of here," and flew to the top of the entrance. As soon as he got to the top, he woke up. He was still in the structure with Mlezi. The sweat burned his eyes as he opened them. Wiping his face, he started to Mlezi. "I is a hideous creature," Mlezi said to Vani enyekevu. "I was there." Thinking Mlezi would tell him more, Mlezi took a cup of herbs, placed them on the fire. "The things that you will see are for you, and they will help you later down the road. Let us pray." They prayed for an hour, and Vani enyekevu closed his eyes, and as a darkness had covered him also again. The darkness had covered Vani enyekevu for a long time until he as a faint light ahead of him. Walking towards the light, he as men, women, and children walking with him. The closer he got to the light, the more people were around him. The entire area was covered in darkness, and when he finally reached the light, there was a silver ladder going up toward it. The elderly headed up the ladder first, then the women and children, lastly, the men. Vani enyekevu started helping people up the ladder before he started climbing it. Vani enyekevu would often take minutes, even hours, before taking one step up the ladder. The elderly was slowing people down, so the children started going on the opposite side of the ladder to pass them. Others did the same as the line began to move faster. Vani enyekevu was relieved. "Excuse me," he repeated as he smiled back at them. Hours had passed, and the ladder seemed endless. Vani enyekevu sped up his pace. In doing so, he accidentally stepped on an older man's hand. He heard a scream that lasted for 5 minutes as the man fell from the ladder before hearing a loud thump. Upset, Vani enyekevu stopped and cried in pain and anguish over what he had done. Suddenly, he heard the people below him screaming as he fell from the ladder. Looking down, he could see Zometing or Zomeone coming toward him at great speed. It was knocking the people off the ladder. Warte it was coming too fast. No one recognized what it was as it got closer and closer. It began to purposely knock the people off the ladder in a circular motion around the ladder, moving like a tornado. The screams got closer, and many jumped off the ladder out of fear. To anticipate the object's movement, Vani and Yekevu attempted to avoid the thing by going from one side of the ladder to avoid being knocked off himself when the object got closer to him. It stopped in front of him. Vani and Yekevu looked at the creature. A human body which was naked, but without extremities such the nose and mouth, but had millions of small eyes all over its body, blinking constantly. The demon stopped where it was, it looked into Vani and Yekevus eyes and growled. Vani and Yekevu was awoken, and there he was, sitting in the structure. Mlezi said to Vani and Yekevu. It is finished, it's time to finish our journey. Vani and Yekevu said. Why? It has not even been half a day yet. Mlezi said to Vani and Yekevu. Oh, but it has, 3 days have passed, and it's about to be a force. Your perception of time is not as mean as the Torah mentioned, a day could be a 1000 years, and a 1000 years could be a day. Vani and Yekevu was in a bit of shock, for he just knew without a doubt it was the same day, but because the structure didn't have windows, he did not know when the sun had risen or set. As Vani and Yekevu excited the structure, it disappeared. There in front of him was a meal that suddenly appeared. It was a rabbit slowly roasting on a small fire with mixed vegetables simmering in a pot with a small pot of rice next to it. Vani and Yekevu smiled. The bout is mighty and wonderful. He had mixed feelings throughout the day, but now he felt a strong sense of joy, and it consumed him as he sat down. He just wrote poetry to explain his happiness. Why fast? Why do one need to fast? To loosen the bonds of wickedness. What in the hell does that mean? Ten the truth came to me, ESV, yes. I know thee, and ten I knee. Fasting. It breaks down the flesh. Much like venom from a snake, that slowly kills the flesh. That proceeds with the of that flesh. We are to the so, the spiritual man can rise. He wrote, been so long. Been so long, sings the ivy sehen joy and love. Yes, joy and peace. Been so long sings the ivy sehen, or even felt a spark, until recently, when a spark finally appeared. It came over me, it comforted me. Excitement covered me for so long, a cloud of depression vanished. Frustration. Yes, stress and anxiety covered me for some time. Caught up in a storm of confusion, until I saw a light. It was just ahead of me, as I reached for it. It pulled me closer into a mode I longed for. That brought forth a song. I entitled, Been so long. He wrote, Sleep. Sleep is where you meet God, sleep is where you meet eternity, learning the meaning of time. Sleep is how your Creator speaks to you, sleep is what you shall do until the end of time. Sleep is a necessity, like charging your batteries. To allow you to make it another day. Things to remember for the rest of your life. You got to work, you have to eat, you have to sleep. He wrote, Dream, fantasy or reality. To be comfortable for the rest of my life. Dream, fantasy or reality? To be successful. Dream, fantasy or reality? To enjoy who I am. Dream, fantasy or reality? To love myself. Dream, fantasy or reality? To want the best for my family. Dream, fantasy or reality? To get an education. Dream, fantasy or reality? To be rich. Dream, fantasy or reality? For me, I was a fantasy that became a dreams now, real, reality. He wrote, Fight. I can see it, so how can it be? I can touch it, so is it there? Hearing many say, I don't care. Running everywhere. So many in pain. Mind's going in Sahne, depression is a norm, and hope is just a dream. All of a sudden, frustration kicks in, and life has no meaning. To those who need it, this 5-letter word. There have been a few who knows the meaning of the word, their life hasn't been the same since. You see, this world has dreamers, that is what they call them, calling them all sorts of names. These dreamers have what they're looking for. This is the reason why they're going insane. The insanity slowly turns to prejudice, ten hate. When all they needed was just a little fight. He wrote, sin in shin. This shin I'm in Marcus me sin, righteousness, I know not of, ho absurd, righteousness is something I never heard of, what is that word? Because the shin only knows sin. Righteousness is sin to the flesh, what a mess, I do things, that I should not do, things I should not do, guess what? I Donnerstag. Now, there is a few of you who say they can do without sin. Who are you? An angel? For who has deceived you? A priacher? If so, he or she shall receive a tire just do. As for you, if you got sin, you got sin. There is sin in shin, one trick to shin, one trick to life, sin has a weakness in shin, some call it flesh, it can't stop sin, but it can save a soul from hell, if you give in according to the supreme sacrifice. Nothing you do physically, no hard work involved, hoping for something that is invisible is a clue, the only thing that can help me and you. Fight. So easy, but so many make it so hard, but that's the secret, please pass it on. If Simeone tells you, he ain't got no sin. Woke up nicely, buying polite and whisper softly in tire ear, say, excuse me, my friend, but there is sin in shin. Ten finale, he wrote. Zabaut. Knowing the pain, he sent Simeone to you, who has been trug the same. He had no other quase, but to understand. Reason being, he cared for you. Talking to Tose, who always seems to be depressed. You act as if you are the only one, and that's there is no one else. No job, no career, or got a job, got a career and still depressed. Always staring up into the sphere, looking for help that's near. It seems like a mess, a test. You say, it's no way out. I'm here for you, cause easy the grief. The unbelief, the pain, the strength. But hold on, be strong. There is a gift at the end of this thing. Together we can make it, together you can take it. Alone, you nicht go insane. Just call my name. Sometimes, you result in crime, thinking it's the way. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I disagree. Crime isn't always me, but sometimes in jail is where I need you to be. Like playing any kind of game, learn the rules to win. Learn the rules to understand. You are beautiful people that I made. Therese Simeone who doesn't want you to achieve anything. Please, remember the pain, so we can become as one. Don't want you to be lost from your creator, I paid the cost. It's me, Zabaut.